the heart of a city shrouded in perpetual twilight, where the fog clung to the cobblestones like a lover's embrace, there existed a theater that whispered secrets of beauty and despair. Its facade, crumbling and dark, bore witness to the countless souls that had entered, each seeking a glimpse of the ephemeral. Within those shadowy walls, a young woman named Sybil Vane took the stage, her presence igniting the air with a haunting allure. She was not merely an actress, she was a vessel of emotion, a siren whose voice could weave spells that ensnared the hearts of men. Sybil was a paradox, a creature of light and darkness. Her beauty was ethereal, with raven hair cascading like a midnight waterfall, and eyes that sparkled with the promise of dreams. Yet beneath the surface lay a deeper sorrow, a yearning for something beyond the confines of the stage. Each performance was a dance with her own demons, a masquerade that concealed the fragile heart beating within her chest. As she stepped into the role of Juliet, the audience was entranced, but it was Dorian Gray who was truly ensnared. Dorian was a vision of youthful perfection, his golden locks catching the dim light like spun silk, his skin radiant as if kissed by the sun itself. He was a man untouched by time, an embodiment of all that was desirable. Yet, there was an emptiness in his gaze, a void that craved the thrill of passion and the intoxicating scent of beauty. When he first beheld Sybil on that dimly lit stage, her voice wrapped around him like a silken thread. He felt an awakening, a stirring of emotions he had never known. In that moment, Dorian was no longer merely a spectator. He was a man entranced by the allure of a tragic muse. Their worlds collided in the dim alley behind the theater, where shadows danced and secrets whispered. Dorian, emboldened by the thrill of his infatuation, approached Sybil with a charm that was both intoxicating and terrifying. She was captivated by his presence, the way he seemed to embody the very essence of youth and vitality. Their conversations flowed like the softest melody, each word a note in a symphony of desire. Yet, as their romance blossomed, a sense of foreboding lingered in the air, as if the very fabric of their connection was woven with threads of fate. But beauty, as it often does, proved to be a double-edged sword. Dorian's obsession with Sybil deepened, transforming into a fevered longing that consumed him. He became entranced by her talent, her ability to bring life to the characters she portrayed. In her he saw not only a reflection of his own desires, but also the embodiment of all that was beautiful in the world. Yet, the darker corners of his heart began to stir, whispering seductions of selfishness and vanity. One fateful night, as the moon hung low and heavy in the sky, Sybil revealed her truth. She confessed that the love she felt for Dorian had awakened a profound realization within her, one that shattered the illusion of her art. "I can no longer act," she murmured, her voice quivering like a fragile bird. "The world of make-believe has lost its magic, for I have found my truth in you." The words hung in the air, a delicate thread poised to snap, and Dorian, caught in the throes of his own vanity, felt the ground shift beneath him. In that moment, the facade of love crumbled. Dorian's heart, once aflame with passion, turned to ice. "You have killed my love," he spat, the venom of betrayal lacing his words. The cruel twist of fate had turned their romance into a tragedy, and in his rage, he abandoned her to the shadows of despair. Sybil, shattered and alone, succumbed to the darkness that enveloped her, her life extinguished like a candle snuffed out too soon. When news of her death reached Dorian, a flicker of guilt ignited within him, only to be quickly extinguished by Lord Henry's seductive philosophy. "Beauty is fleeting, my dear Dorian," Lord Henry whispered, his voice a silken caress. "Sybil's demise is but a romantic tale, an exquisite tragedy that elevates your own existence." Dorian, ensnared by the allure of eternal youth and beauty, buried his sorrow beneath a facade of indifference. Yet, beneath the layers of charm and charisma, something sinister began to stir. The portrait Basil had painted, a testament to Dorian's beauty, became a chilling reflection of his soul. The canvas, once vibrant and full of life, began to warp and twist, mirroring the corruption that festered within him. Each indulgence, each act of selfishness etched deeper lines upon the painted visage, transforming it into a grotesque mockery of the man he once was. As the years slipped by, like sand through his fingers, Dorian remained untouched by the passage of time, a living testament to the price of vanity. He reveled in the pleasures of the flesh, each encounter a fleeting moment of ecstasy that left him more hollow than before. The portrait, hidden away in a locked room, became his haunting reminder of the man he had forsaken. Yet, the darkness of his soul was not easily contained. Basil, the artist who had once immortalized Dorian's beauty, returned to confront the man he barely recognized. The air crackled with tension as Basil demanded to see the portrait, his heart heavy with concern for his lost friend. When the canvas was unveiled, horror washed over Basil's face. "What have you done?" he cried, his voice thick with despair. In that moment of confrontation, the weight of Dorian's sins bore down upon him like a shroud. Consumed by rage and guilt, Dorian's sanity unraveled, and in a fit of madness, he took Basil's life, silencing the last voice of reason in his world. The portrait, now a grotesque reflection of his soul, seemed to laugh at him. Each stroke of paint, a reminder of the darkness he could not escape. In the end, Dorian sought to destroy the very thing that had captured his essence, hoping to sever the ties that bound him to his cursed fate. With trembling hands, he plunged a knife into the heart of the painting, expecting liberation. But the moment the blade pierced the canvas, a searing pain shot through him, and he fell to the ground, lifeless. When the servants discovered his body, they beheld not the youthful visage of Dorian Gray, but the withered form of a man consumed by his own obsessions. The portrait, restored to its original beauty, gazed down upon the scene with a serene smile, a haunting reminder of the price of beauty, the weight of corruption, and the tragic tale of a man who sought to escape the inevitable. In the dim light of the theater, where shadows danced and whispered, Sybil Vane's spirit lingered, a ghostly echo of love lost, beauty betrayed, and the eternal struggle between light and darkness.